Hello, I'm Ryan Williams, your House Republican Caucus Chairman. I'm with my good friend Cameron Sexton today, the MVP of all things basketball and legislative interns. Yesterday, he and I played some basketball, and I think he got more points than anyone else on the team. But thanks for coming today, Cameron.
Glad to
have
be
you
here.
Glad to see you didn't have any black eyes or a torn hamstring or anything.
Glad to be able to walk in today.
Yeah, it was great. But anyways, thanks for coming. Chairman's Chats are always an opportunity for people to get to meet you who might not be from your district. But so those that might be watching, of course, you're from the 25th district, which is adjacent to mine. We share actually a little bit of Putnam County. But tell those that are watching what counties comprise of your district.
Yeah, it's Cumberland County, Van Buren County, and Monterey, which is part of Putnam County. It's about 64,000 people that we all represent.
Yeah, I think one of the things I think makes your district a little bit more interesting from a Republican perspective, since this is House Republicans, is the number of Republicans you actually have registered in as a percentage of your district is extremely high. For Middle Tennessee.
We have one of the largest Republican precincts, Fairfield Glade, I think, in the state.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. I sometimes I look at the numbers and I thought there are more Republicans there than there are in some cases 2 districts. So it's pretty amazing. But you've done a great job. You and I got elected together at the same time. But one of the things I like to ask people, and of course, because we share districts, I'm even more intrigued to find out what your favorite place to eat is. You know, Tyson and I, we've traveled the state a little bit. Well, Carson too, but if I'm going to drive through the 25th district and I want to grab something to eat, you got to try this place. It's unique only to my district.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of that because we don't really have chain restaurants in Cumberland County, so everything's mom and pop. I think if you're looking for a dinner, maybe Forte's on the square would be one, Mexican, Cancun's would be another. So, I think we have a lot of little privately owned businesses that run restaurants, which make it unique compared to maybe what you can get somewhere else.
Yeah, I think one of the first fundraisers I went to yours was actually at Forte's.
Right.
It was really good food there. I had forgotten that till you said it, but I'll have to swing back around there. But, legislature's changed a little bit since you first got elected. You and I, we joke with people sometimes, they put us in a broom closet downstairs and Legislative Plaza, but a lot has changed too. I mean, since you got elected, you got married and got a little baby Greer, who's no baby anymore. So it was great to see her. But those that might be watching, tell me, why does Cameron Sexton run for office? Why is this important to you? I think your story is a little bit different than most.
Right. I mean, I started running for office. I've worked in campaigns whenever I was in college all the way through up until the time I ran. And it's a lot like a competition. It's a great way to meet people, a great way to learn a lot about politics, but also to introduce yourself to a lot of things that I look at as business owners would have to do on a campaign. And so I did that for 5 or 6 different elections. And then I decided we had a local issue where, unfortunately, a lot of us didn't feel like the locals were being heard, and so we decided to run. But I think the greatest thing to serve out here is at the state level you can make a big difference, and then also helping individuals with issues that they may have, constituent services, and really helping them in tough times. I think it's rewarding, but it is also very good that people feel like that they can reach out to us and ask us for our help.
Yeah, it was really good. You and I shared Leadership Putnam was up a few weeks ago. It was great to hear you communicate with that group that's from our shared district and about the passion that I heard 7 years ago still there about serving and advocating for your district, about how you were able to help someone from your community with an insurance issue. And it's very important that we advocate because that's really at the heart of what we do. As a part of the advocating process, something that is new, really, that you've championed, I think is very interesting, in particular to rural communities, of which you have some. You've really spearheaded telemedicine for the state. Tell us a little bit about that, why that's interesting to you. As the chairman of health, obviously, you know all things that have to know all things that are about health, but tell those that might be watching why that's so important.
Well, the interesting thing about when you look at healthcare in the state of Tennessee, we have a shortage of physicians, we have a shortage of specialties, and so especially in the rural areas, we have a shortage, and it's very hard to recruit physicians into the rural areas because they want to live more in the metropolitan areas. And so telehealth is using the current technology to bring those specialists into the rural areas where you can have access. And you can look at it for telestroke. For example, you could be going to a hospital that may not be stroke ready. Telehealth to connect maybe to Vanderbilt or St. Thomas or HCA or even Cookeville Regional Medical Center as you're en route to keep that patient stabilized. It means a difference in saving a life or having someone who's disabled. Also saves a ton of money because they're not having to potentially be in the units. And so I think we need to continue to look at innovation. That's the one thing that the state is very, very bad at.
Right. Well, it's interesting to see that, and not just in the healthcare portion that you're talking about, but also social services, counseling services, things like that. That's one of the bills I remember you doing, making sure that we could get specialized counseling through telemedicine out to those rural districts, because unfortunately, not a lot of people want to live in Bledsoe County,
right,
or Van Buren County, and so it's really interesting to see that. But anyways, we really appreciate you coming in today. I know this has been really important to you. I have, since we came in together, it's been really amazing. The favor that's been on you, the ability to learn and understand the relationships you've built with healthcare professionals all across the state. You're to be commended for the hard work that you're doing. And I know it's something you take very seriously, a little bit of a pharmacy background there for you as well. And so anyways, all the best for the rest of the session, and look forward to seeing how you can continue to change bills as they come through your community.
Well, thank you. I think we all grow in anything that we do, and I appreciate your leadership and everything you've done. And the one thing that I think we learned together is we don't know all the answers, but if you're willing to listen and willing not to prejudge or predetermine what you think is right and willing to listen, you can make a huge difference.
There it is, folks. Chairman Cameron Sexton, my good friend from the 25th District.
Thank you.